This is Born Strategist, and welcome to my second episode of Top Tier. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about one of the most popular, if not the most popular, crucible shotguns in Destiny, and that is the Conspiracy Theory D. Now, for those of you that haven't got an opportunity to use this shotgun, or for those of you that have yet to obtain this shotgun, then I would strongly recommend that when you get an opportunity, you utilize it, especially in PvP game modes. Now, the reason why I'm suggesting this to you is because this is a high impact, slow fire rate shotgun. Simply put, it's known for one shot kill potential. Now, there's a lot of shotguns to choose from, but this one is definitely worthy of top tier status, especially if you're a competitive person that plays in the Crucible. Now, the reason why I say that is because there are a lot of shotguns to choose from, whether they're exotic or legendary. And as a result, you're probably going to have a hard time trying to determine which one is best for you. And I'll be the first one to say that this is a high risk but high reward shotgun, meaning that it does a great deal of damage per pellet, and as a result, you will have a very, very slow fire rate. And as a result, you may have a hard time utilizing this shotgun if you're not accustomed to shotguns in the Crucible, specifically in competitive matches up against competitive people. Now, that's not to say that you should just go ahead and throw it away and never use it, because I would strongly recommend against that. But you have two different types of shotguns in Destiny: ones that have a high impact but a slow fire rate, and others that have a high fire rate but a low impact. Now, the reason why you would have to try to determine which is best for you is generally to help you out in certain situations. Ideally, if you're going to go ahead and try to clear out a room full of fucking people, then rest assured the ideal options can be something along the lines of the invective. But if you're a person that's running around trying to pick off people in, let's say, like Rumble, then it would be ideal for you to use a Conspiracy Theory D, simply because it's well versed in killing one person in one shot. So precision is key when utilizing this shotgun. Now, for those of you that are very intimidated by shotguns and wouldn't consider even utilizing it in the Crucible, I would tell you to just be patient, take your time, and practice as much as possible, because practice makes perfect. And getting used to the shotguns in the Crucible isn't going to happen within a couple of games or maybe even a couple of hours, depending on your level of experience. And as a result, you should go ahead and give it some time, because eventually you will get better at it. Now, as far as what you compare it with, I'm going to go ahead and list a couple of different options and tell you some of the things I prefer to use it with. Now, if I had to pick a character class, it would probably have to be the Sunslinging Warlock, because I absolutely love Glide. And I guess I'm kind of like the opposite of most people that, utilize warlocks with shotguns, and that they would probably prefer to utilize blank, but I absolutely love Glide with Focus Burst. And the reason why is because I can maneuver so easily and so effortlessly around the map and still not be completely disoriented by the blinking maneuvers. Now, that's not something that a lot of people can probably get into, and as a result, they probably deviate away from blank in favor of other options. But if you like to run around and blank and try to outmaneuver your enemy and keep them guessing, then obviously that would be a good tactic to utilize, especially if you're using the Conspiracy Theory D. But as far as I'm concerned and my personal preference goes, I definitely prefer utilizing Glide with Focus Burst on the Sunslinging Warlock. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And the main reason is that I could be very agile and very fast and outmaneuver most of my enemies without having to worry about a cooldown time with blink. Because just in case you don't know, there is a cooldown time, meaning that you can only blink so much within a short amount of time. Now, it's not all that significant, meaning that if you're a person that prefers to utilize blink with the Conspiracy Theory D, then by all means go right ahead and do that. I just prefer to be able to maneuver around and not have to worry about losing sight of my target in the process. Now, another character class I really love to utilize this with is the Blade Dancing Hunter. Now, the reason why I say that is because, first of all, that hunter is really just geared towards close range combat. Out of all the three subclasses you can choose for the hunter, that one is definitely the preferred option if you want to go all in close quarters. Simply because you have the Blink Strike, which has the ability to regenerate your health if you have that node unlocked. and the Flux Grenade, which is a excellent sticky grenade, despite the fact that it may not necessarily kill people in one shot. But don't get me started, because I'm one of those people that firmly believe that if you go through the time, effort, and energy to precisely stick an opponent with a sticky grenade, that they should die in one hit, or in this case, one stick. But that's not necessarily the case when you're utilizing flux grenades. Unfortunate to say the least. Now, when you're utilizing his character, you're obviously going to notice that you're going to have the ability to utilize Blink. And that's an option that you can go ahead and go down if you wish to utilize Blink with this particular character. But you don't necessarily have to use it that way just because everyone else does. As a matter of fact, I don't even prefer to use it with Blink. I prefer Double Jump. But that's entirely up to you, and that's your own personal preference. Now, aside from that, I do utilize the healing node from my blink strike so I could actually regenerate my health when I manage to secure a kill with it. Not only that, I do use the flux grenades despite their lack of consistency. They do manage to kill people in one hit, generally speaking, when I'm going up against people in the Crucible. Grant, there's a variety of factors in there, in that they may have additional protections such as shielding from Scorch, or maybe they have Blessing of Light from Defender Bubble, or they could just have maxed out armor. And in that case, yeah, you're probably not going to be able to kill them with one stick, but nonetheless, you'll make them weak enough to follow up with a melee strike and finish them, or a shotgun blast, whatever you prefer. Now, aside from that, you could also go another route, and that is with the Defender Bubble Titan. And let's be honest, I mean, out of all the character classes you could probably use, I think the Defender Bubble is probably the least desired. And I'm here to tell you right here and right now, that's not necessarily something that you should go ahead and forget about. Because if you're a person that doesn't necessarily like the Titan subclasses, especially since they nerfed recently the Sunbreaker, then I would definitely recommend that you should consider the Defender Bubble Titan. And the reason why I say that is because, well, one, he has sticky grenades, which are very effective, and unlike the Flux Grenade, do manage to kill people in one hit pretty consistently. And aside from that, you also have the melee, which gives you some additional protection. And on top of all that, it's an excellent support class simply because you can utilize your Defender Bubble to great success, mind you, and control game types. As long as you're going with, the right builds and the right nodes to protect you from such things such as Nova Bomb or Golden Guns that may attempt to bring down your bubble. Now, whichever subclass or character that you decide to utilize with this shotgun, I would strongly recommend that you utilize the Conspiracy Theory D, because it's an excellent one-shot, one-kill shotgun that may be high in risk, but high in reward. With that said, thanks for watching. And for more objective reviews, strategy guides, commentaries, and more, stay tuned to this channel.